What's going on, people? Welcome again to the Season Podcast. We're back again for another episode. On today's quick take episode, we're gonna be looking into Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea. Frank Lampard had a number of issues at Chelsea. At the time he got sacked, I actually felt that was the right thing to do. You could see he was out of his depth. He was tactically naive. The players seemed like they weren't for playing form. He couldn't get the best out of a few of his signings. People like Timo Werner wasn't really scoring goals, wasn't really playing. Kai Havertz, I know he's a young player, new to the league, but still, under Lampard, I just felt like Lampard didn't really know what to do, didn't know how to use him, didn't know what his best position was. Christian Pulisic, Lampard didn't seem really to rate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a really, really good player, but just like Lampard just didn't know how to use him again. Just he wasn't really playing for Lampard. Antonio Rudiger, I always felt like he was a good defender. He was a decent defender. He could pass. He could read the game well. All of a sudden, he got dropped when Lampard was there. So you can see over the past few weeks with Thomas Tuchel, everything just seems to have changed. It just shows what a top manager can actually do to a team. He's able to motivate the players. He's able to get the best out of players. You see his in-game formation. The way he adjusts to certain teams. Lampard wasn't doing that. Lampard was just like a bit one-dimensional. What's most important also, Chelsea under Tuchel, they aren't conceding goals. They still have to break down people like Mateo Kovacic. He's having a great season. In N'Golo Kante, at the start of the season, he was really playing poorly. On the Lampard, all of a sudden, he's looking good. Marcos Alonso even came back to the team, scored a few goals. He's doing really well. This just kind of shows how good magic can improve a team. I'm Victor, your host. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I feel like I owe you an apology, Vic. Yeah. Actually, everything I said about Ole Gunnar, I could have said about Frank.
Yeah.
But if you just look at our clean sheet record since Tuchel has come in, you're like, this same team can keep this many clean sheets. I think they've considered like 2 goals in like 14, 15 games when it was like, it wasn't anywhere near that with Lampard. So Chelsea, they're going well. I'm not
It's
saying
almost as if the coaching is having an effect. It's weird. It's mad,
You know what? I'm Ole out now as well. Because I can see I thought there would be rumblings. Like usually there will be rumblings like insurance, like Lampard. Not a word.
Well, hold on. Initially there was,
but from the first game onwards, you could see like, no, this is different. There's levels.
There's levels.
So like not even.
So what you're saying, Ola, is that the year is different to your year. That year is different to that year.
It's completely different. The swag is different. The boys are playing well. It's keeping them. Even the guys that are on the bench, they're coming here. No complaint. I'm not saying we'll win the league next year.
But let's not forget that Chelsea also have I would argue, and this is what I'm talking about next season again, once they have more under their belt with Tuchel, they have a much better, I would assume, from what I can see, a much better balanced squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Their midfield, when fit and coached properly, can compete with Man City's, no question. You have Jorginho, who's a baller. You have Kante, who's a runner. You have Kovacic, who I think is a baller as well. You have Mason Mount as well. You have Kai Havertz, who's still yet to show his best form. You have Ross Barkley, who's away on loan. That's just again first team midfielders. You have Billy Gilmore as well, who I think is a fantastic talent. They call him the Glasgow Pirlo, but hey, who do I know? I don't watch football like that.
I read that one. If you look at Antonio Rudiger, he couldn't play on the Lampard, and he's had some really Suarez. He shot Suarez up, he's had some really, really, really good games, and you're like, so why weren't you playing like the last I don't know how many months,
I think someone like Thomas Tuchel, his time will run out at Chelsea eventually because, for one, if you're having that honeymoon period, that's good. Players will, buy into that. But the more you're not playing, the more you'll be rumbled. And also, his personality is similar to someone like Guardiola, in that you have to have players either who you are refreshing the squad or you're leaving, because there's only so much that you can be that intense with a group of players, except you are a very, very tactically flexible coach. And you can almost argue that with someone like Jurgen Klopp, who you could say he's now doing that in his 3rd time, where his teams have sort of burnt out. Has he had a chance to rebuild a team before? Not really. So maybe now at Liverpool he will get that chance. In a sense, Guardiola's getting that chance now because he's staying at City, but he's never had to rebuild a team before. And if you have the financial backing and you are good at what you do, it will happen again. But yeah, the financial backing is key as well. You can see that with someone like with Liverpool team as well. You can argue that that team needs refreshing, even with Spurs as well. That team needs refreshing.